Hello, everybody, and welcome to our new coach training. We are just going to go over some basic things. I just want to kind of give you a heads up that tonight or today might feel like you're sort of drinking from a fire hose. So if you get off this call and feel overwhelmed, just take a deep breath. We are just trying to give you all the information, but we don't expect you to like digest it and know it right off the bat. So we are giving you the information. This will be recorded. Feel free to watch it back, and feel free, like, as we're going, to either type questions in the chat or write them down on a notepad, and you can, if we have time at the end, we'll go over questions, but if we don't have time, we can talk about those questions on a call later. Like, you can get with your upline and have a call. So we're going to go over the basics of getting your business started. Something that I think is that holds new coaches back a lot is this idea that they have to have all the knowledge before they can begin. And there's just way too much knowledge out there for that to be the case. So I want you guys to take the information we're giving you and just sort of, hey, Sarah, and just sort of trust us with it. This is what you need to get started. There's so much more you can learn, but this is the basic fundamentals to get you guys started this week, and you will learn as you go for the rest. So let me share my screen. Can you guys see? Oops. Okay, you guys can see, thumbs up. Awesome. Okay. So your main job here is to focus on you, which I think is such a beautiful thing about this job. I have been coaching now for 2.5 years. I guess I should introduce myself. If you don't know who I am Callie, and I am the coach that started Team Title Joy. So your upline might be in our team page and you might have your own. But so your main job is focus on you. I have been coaching for 2.5 years, and my favorite thing at the end of the day is that my job holds me accountable to my health and fitness. I have never been a part of a job that my job holds me accountable to my health and fitness before. So that's really cool, is that at the end of the day, your main focus is to make sure that you're taking care of your own body. Because if we're not taking care of ourselves, how can we encourage others to do the same? So you guys, in the very beginning, if you have just started, especially if you've just started with Beachbody too, like some of you have barely even been in a challenge group for very long, or have barely done the program. So get to know the products and programs. Start doing a program from start to finish. It's fun to hop around and try different ones, but you really see the way that these programs work when you do them from start to finish. You get to know the different trainers. And if you're like, well, I just started, I don't know how to start sharing this, just literally invite people to go on the journey of this new program with you. Start sharing that you're doing a new program. This is your day 1, day 2, day 3, and just share that journey as you go on your social media and invite everybody to join along with you, whether that be simply by following along or actually doing the programs with you. You guys, we as coaches, our job is to be getting results. That doesn't mean that we're always going to have new results, because obviously this is a long-term lifestyle, but we need to be taking care of our bodies. We need to be eating well, doing our workouts and all of those things so that we can live by example. So if we're going to encourage others to be doing their workout and following a nutrition program, we also need to be doing the same thing. And you're going to feel so much better for doing it and for taking care of yourself, which is why I am a huge advocate for these programs in the first place. As far as products go, you guys, try them out. You don't have to love every single product. This is not about, this is not only about the products. This is not loving every single one that you try. You might not like them all. You might really, really love one and kind of feel so-so about another. Just try them out. maybe this month you try Shakeology, next month you try the Performance Stack. Maybe you try beach bars, maybe you don't. Like, you don't have to try you don't have to love every single product, but you should know what we have to offer, because there are different products that might be better for different people. So get to know what you are selling. Okay. Your resources, you guys. We have a Coach online office. It's going to feel really confusing at first. I want you guys to take all of this kind of as if it's like your first day on a job. So your first day on a job, whenever you see the like system or whatever it is that their computer system uses, at first it's like, whoa, this is a foreign language. I have no idea what I'm doing. You're going to get to know it soon. Your back office will be like the back of your hand. So just like click around in it, see what's going on in the back office. Like, don't feel like you have to totally understand all of it. You will get to know it. But that has, if you go to, I believe is it Grow My Business? There's a tab at the top that says, I think, Grow My Business. And there are different like challenge group resources and product and program resources in there. So take a look at those. Look at the different things that they provide. They have lots of information about our products and our programs. Team pages, you guys, are going to be huge resources for you. We have added you, I believe, if you're on this call, you've probably been added to Team Title Joy's team page and also Live Free Dynasty's team page. Team Title Joy is our team page, and then Live Free is my upline's team page. They have awesome calls on Monday nights. We have team calls on Thursday nights, and maybe your coach also has a different team call. You don't have to be on every team call every night of the week. I don't want to stress you out, but I would be on your team's team call, whether that is our call on Thursday nights or something else that your coach has for you. So make sure that you are on a team call once a week. Doesn't have to be all of the calls all the time. All the calls are recorded, so if you ever want to listen to a recording or a training, totally fine. We encourage you to be on the call because it's a great source of community. It's really how we start to connect with each other on our team calls, and then you're able to ask questions live too, which is helpful if you like have specific questions to the person who is speaking on that topic. But you guys, look in our files section, particularly in Live Freeze. If you've been added to, there's so many, you're going to get to know there's a lot of team pages that you can like end up getting added to over the course of being a coach, because there's so many resources in the different pages. But Live Free has a lot of resources in the files and the units section. So if you go there, that's a great place to start. If you are in Beatnik, there's a Beatnik Dynasty page. If you are in that one has lots of resources. Another great page to add yourself to is the Beachbody Champions page. I would write that one down, Beachbody Champions. That is a great page to be in for just calls and trainings, and again, resources in the files section. So again, particularly this slide might be overwhelming to you guys. Just know we are trying to give you the resources that you have to look up your questions and all the things that you're wondering about. Don't be overwhelmed by them though. Like, you will digest this in time, piece by piece. Coach FAQ is going to be your very best friend. I still, to this day, probably 5 times a day, Google something Beachbody Coach FAQ. So I basically like put whatever my question is or whatever the topic is and put Beachbody Coach FAQ, and it will come up. There are thousands of FAQs, and that's like straight from the horse's mouth. So if you have a question particular to Beachbody as far as shipping, products, programs, launch dates, prices, promos, like rules, anything that you're like, what does Beachbody say about this? Beachbody Coach FAQ is going to give you the answer, and that is like, Coach FAQ is it. Like, that's your answer. So if you have any questions that are particular to Beachbody as a company, the FAQ is going to have the answer for you. And chances are, if you text me the question, I am just going to do the same thing and Google that question with Beachbody FAQ at the end of it and then send you the answer. So you'll get it much faster if you do it yourself. YouTube and Google, you guys, there are thousands of trainings from thousands of coaches on YouTube. so many people have gone before us in this business. Something that I would like to say as a disclaimer is that please know that just like anything else in life, there are going to be coaches who run their business differently than you like, differently than you maybe even agree with. And so when you're watching a training, take everything with a grain of salt. If you're watching something and it's like, you're like, I don't think this is like exactly what I want to do with my business, that is the beauty of this business, you guys. We get to run it however we want to run it. Beachbody does the legwork for us as far as shipping and making the products and programs and all of those things, but you get to be a coach however you want to be a coach. So when you're listening to trainings, you don't have to love every single training you watch. You don't have to use every single tip that you hear. But there are lots out there and lots of resources, and they're so helpful. So start in our team pages, start in the Coach FAQ, and head to YouTube, because that is where you're going to really get to learn and grow in this business, is if you start digging for those answers yourself. National wake-up calls are on Mondays at 10 a.m. Central Time. So if you're on the East Coast with us, that would be 11 a.m. Those are available, write this down, Team Beachbody Coach 411. That is a page on Facebook. So if you write in Team Beachbody Coach 411 on Facebook, that will pop up. And then also the recording of it will be available on the podcast app. So if you like to listen to podcasts, you can go ahead and listen to the recording on the podcast app. I do that a lot of times. I'll like go for a walk on Monday afternoon and we'll listen to the National Wake Up Call through the podcast app. And again, I already went over team calls. So, okay, we're going to camp out here for a little while and go over all of these. You guys, this page right here, this is your business. These 4 vital behaviors, they are what is going to help your business grow, develop, and continue to maintain and grow. So if there is anything that you listen to in this whole call, this page right here is it. Screenshot it, take notes. If you Google Beachbody 4 vital behaviors, these will pop up. It's not like this is the last time you're going to see these, but these are something that are really important to know and focus on in your day-to-day. So the 4 vital behaviors of being a coach: 1, be proof the product works. We got to do the programs. We got to try the products. We need to follow a nutrition plan, which the beautiful thing about that really is just that we're taking care of our bodies, period. So make sure that you're doing it, and also that you are sharing about it. So another one of them is share, connect, invite, and follow up. So the first step of that is sharing. People don't know what you're doing if you don't share about it. And we can't assume that everybody sees every post that we make either. So don't feel like you can't share about it multiple times, because if they don't see it the first time, they'll see it the second time, et cetera, et cetera. So be consistent in your sharing. If you're someone who is like, well, we're going to talk more about social media later, but if you're someone who's like, I've never shared on social media, especially not fitness stuff, just start small, start with taking a picture of your Apple Watch, or like, I don't know, your bod ropes and your sneakers, whatever you want to take a picture of. Just start sharing. Start sharing that you are doing an exercise program. Cross off your calendar every day. That shows people that you're being consistent every day. Show people love food. People love recipes. People love food pictures. People love to know what you're eating and how you made whatever you're eating. So that is a great way to connect with others, is just to share like a recipe and be like, this was amazing. And most of the time people will be like, give me the recipe, I want to know. And then you can talk to them about it. So, that's a great way to connect with other people. So you need to be sharing and connecting with people. You guys, we are in the business of people. We are in the business of helping people, talking to people, communicating with people. This is a huge part of it. So you need to be connecting with others, whether that be in person, on social media, both preferably. Inviting and following up, you guys. You're going to be inviting that people to join you every day. That doesn't have to be icky. It doesn't have to be weird. We have 1,000,001 trainings on how to invite people in a way that is a little more natural and a little less cold messaging. We do not encourage cold messaging on our team. We do not encourage, really our company does not encourage it. So if you have never spoken to someone before, please do not send them a message and say, hey, come join my group. You need to connect with them first. And follow up with people as well, because we're human and we totally read messages and forget about them or forget to join have you ever like gone to check out on a website, like you're online shopping and you go to check out and you have your cart filled and you're like, I'll come back to it later. That is literally what people do with our products and programs. Sometimes they're like, I'll check out later. So just follow up, remind them, hey, our group starts on Monday if you want to get in. And yeah, I think I've harped on the inviting and sharing enough, but I just want you guys to know, like, this is going to be a huge part of your business. And so we need to get comfortable with doing it. And like I said, we have a lot of trainings in our team pages about how to do this in a way that's not weird. The biggest step to that is sharing so that people know what it is that you're talking about and can follow along with that. Personal development, you guys, this is probably the number one thing that people skip. And it is also one of the number one things, if you were to ask top coaches and successful people in this company, it is the number one thing that when somebody starts doing it consistently, it makes a huge difference in their business. So we are not asking you to read for an hour a day. 10 minutes a day is enough. It doesn't have to even be reading a book. Like if you're like, I don't have time to sit and read, or whatever, I multitask all day long. Stick in, your headphones or put it on your speaker and listen to a podcast or an Audible book. I live by podcasts. I listen to them all the time. But I do recommend picking a book. A couple of good ones to start with would be The Compound Effect. I really strongly recommend The Compound Effect. The 5-second rule, if you're someone who's a procrastinator, that's totally me. The 5-second rule is a great book. And that's a really good one to listen to that's a good audiobook. Not all audiobooks are created equal. I don't know if you've ever listened to audiobooks, but sometimes the authors or like the speakers aren't entertaining, but the 5-second rule is a good one. And there's lots of others. If you literally type in personal development in one of our team pages, a list of personal development books will come up. And get people results. So we want to be helping people get their own results, whether that be in fitness, in coaching, in creating their business. So we need to be running challenge groups, you guys. We're going to talk a little bit more about challenge groups in this as well, but they are the backbone of your business and you need to be in them daily, encouraging people. So we'll talk about starting your own challenge group and when to start it and all of that. But before I move on, does anybody have any questions? I actually can't see the chat right now, so if you have any questions, unmute yourself. Okay, take it away, Rach.
All right, your first goal as a new coach. And one of Callie's upline, Nikki Whiting, she said it the best, and I'll never forget from when I was on a call with her. She said, do not dabble, just start. Because when your first goal as a new coach is to hit Success Club. And how you are going to do that is to help 3 or more, you don't have to stop at 3, people get started with a challenge pack. So most likely what you have signed up with, which is the Beachbody On Demand and either the Shakeology or the Performance Stack, which if people ask you, it is the best deal for their money. You also have to have 90 PV on Home Direct, which if you are getting your Shakeology or your Performance Stack every month, you don't even have to worry about that. You're automatically going to hit that. So the best way to hit Success Club is when you start with your warm market, which means your closest friends, your family, meaning your aunts, your uncles, your brother, your sister. They love you, so they want to see you successful. So just ask them just if they would support you in this and join you on this journey. And then as you grow in your business, you can start inviting your cold market, which is like the people who are liking your posts on Instagram, following your stories. And then when you earn Success Club 3 out of your first six months being a coach, you are going to earn a ticket to Summit. And Summit is the yearly coaching convention that goes on where you get to just hang out with your team, do these trainings, these huge group workouts, and just be present in this community that you have joined in person. And how cool is that? How could you not want to earn a free ticket to that? So that's how you will earn Success Starter as well. So basically just have a list of people. I know Callie's very big on her lists of people who she's going to invite. So just write down your warm market and just start inviting them.
And now they have updated it. So when you earn Success Starter, you also earn a spot into a test group, which Rach is doing the next Autumn Calabrese program, which if you've done 21-day fix or 80-day obsession, that is Autumn Calabrese. So she's coming out with a new program called 9-Week Control Freak, and Rach gets to be in the test group, which is really cool. So if you earn Success Starter, you also get to be in a super secret test group, which is awesome and super fun. And Summit changed my business. I was so sad that it was canceled this year, but we all are hoping to be reunited next year.
All right, so this kind of goes hand in hand with the last slide. So when you hit Success Club for a certain amount of months, you get rewarded for it. So you're like, you can see your first month, like you'll get a tank or a t-shirt, and then it shows you like if you've done like 3 months. So it's the same thing, signing 3 people up a month with a challenge pack, and you're going to get rewarded for it. And then have your 90 PV on Home Direct so that you can hit Success Club. So each challenge pack that you sell is going to get you 2 Success Club points. So you have to hit 5 points a month to hit Success Club. So that's 3 people and you'll hit 6. And then hitting success, it says hitting Success Club every month for a year earns you a free trip. I'm gunning for that. I'm gunning for it. So if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it who signs up as who's a coach. If you work for it, you'll do it.
And Rach is totally on track to earn it. So we were supposed to go to Punta Cana this year in the spring. That was also canceled. Sad. And then I believe it's going to be in Mexico next year. So super exciting. And yes, you can still earn your trip to Mexico this year. Like you can still go to Mexico. So that is awesome. Okay, commit to a challenge group start date. You guys, this is probably one of the scariest things to do your first like couple weeks as a coach, but it is also the most important. This was something that when I first started coaching, I remember my upline Julie said to me, okay, so when are you going to start a challenge group? And I was like, and I like listed out a date like 6 weeks away. And she was like, nope, you need to start sooner than that. You need to just dive in. So having a challenge group, multiple things that are benefits of a challenge group, right? First of all, there's that community, which is what honestly was so vital to me personally, sticking to my goals. Like me being in a challenge group was the game changer for me, sticking to a program, sticking to a nutrition plan. Like that is how I saw my own personal results. And I wanted to offer that to other people. I was like, this is what I've been missing my whole life. when I've said like, I want to start running or exercising or eating well, I didn't have anybody to hold me accountable. And that is what our challenge groups are to create that community of encouragement, motivation, accountability. And so that was what I wanted to share with other people, which is why I started coaching. But we have to start the group. And I know it feels scary because it's like, well, what if nobody joins me? What if only a couple people join me? But we have to have something to invite to for people to join us. So pick a date like 2 to 3 weeks from now. It is September 1st on Tuesday. So I would, if you want to go 4 weeks, that's fine. If you want to do like an October 1st start date, but I would honestly pick a date in 2 to 3 weeks from now. Pick it on a Monday. And start with something small. Like if you are doing MBF and you want to start, so if you're doing MBF right now, we're starting week 2 tomorrow. So you could start your own challenge group and do another round of MBF with your own challenge group, and you could start that in 2 weeks so that you would be hitting the next like 3-week window. Or you can start with 21 Day Fix. You can even do a 1-week group and do clean week if you wanted. There's lots of options. You can run it. You have 2 options. You can do it on Facebook, or it's actually called BOD Groups now, not my Challenge Tracker app. I should have changed that. But yeah, so either BOD Groups or Facebook. I strongly recommend Facebook. There's been some glitches with BOD Groups recently. So I strongly recommend Facebook. Just make a private group, add people to it, and who say yes to your invitation. Don't just add people to your group. Add people who say yes to your invitation, and just start making encouraging posts. If you're in my challenge group, you know what that kind of looks like. It does not have to be exactly the way I do it. You can do it however you would like to, but you also can take my content too. Like if you're like, I don't even know where to start, grab some of my content and throw it into your group. Like that's totally fine. We are here to share, and I want you guys to be successful. So I want you to be able to have something to start with. Start inviting, share on your Instagram that you're starting a group, like on your Instagram story that you're starting a groups, and start messaging people and make it super casual, you guys. It doesn't have to be weird. Like, hey, I'm starting this new challenge group. We're all gonna do a workout program together and encourage each other along the way. I know that I can always use accountability. Are you interested in joining us? Doesn't have to be weird, doesn't have to be super in-depth or long. Just invite your friends and family to join you, but you have to have a start date in order to pick that. So pick it for 2 to 4 weeks from now and commit to it. Okay, your first invites, you guys. How are we doing on time? 11, we only have 10 minutes. Okay, so you need to become a conversation expert. And all I really mean by that is just don't be weird. Your goal is to connect with 10 new people a day or 50 new people a week. Doesn't have to all be invites. It can be, also shooting out new messages. If someone follows you on Instagram for the first time, say hey. Those kinds of things, but start inviting the people on your list of 100 names, which is what Rach just talked about. And then once you have invited that group of people, start inviting people who are watching your Instagram stories, because they are watching what you're doing and they're following along. So they're somewhat interested. I never invite somebody who is not following me. If they're not following me and they're not interested in what I'm sharing, I don't invite them, because that I've had people send me messages and I'm not even like, I have no idea who they are, or don't follow them, don't watch what they're doing. And they're like, hey, want to join me on this? And I'm just like, I don't even know what you're doing. But when people are watching your Instagram stories, they see what you're sharing. And so they're interested in that. So go ahead and shoot them a message and say like, hey, do you want to join us on this group that I'm starting that I've been sharing about? Be brief, be excited, and every message with a question. When we just shoot out messages that are, have you ever been in a conversation where like the person doesn't ask a question and it's kind of like, okay, this is an awkward conversation. So end every message with a question. It gives opportunity for that person to respond, have something to respond back to. No word vomiting, you guys. We have scripts in our team pages, and I want to be very clear that those scripts are not to be robotic. They're not to be like icky messages that we're sending out. They are simply there so that you have an idea of what to send without word vomiting. Sometimes we want to send like 500 characters when we could really send it in 100 characters. We just need to kind of like condense what we're saying. So that's what our scripts are there for. So if you're like, I don't even know how to describe the challenge group, write it out. And I really recommend like read it to your husband, your roommate, your family member, like read it out loud and see if it sounds like you. And if it doesn't sound like you, change it. Make sure it sounds like something you would say to a friend. I always ask questions to find out what goals people have, because we want to make sure that we are able to help them with whatever goals they have. So if they're saying that they don't have any goals, well then we're not trying to just sell people things. We're trying to sell people things that are going to add value to their life. So ask them what their goals are, see if it's something that would fit with what they're looking for. Recognize and welcome objections as part of the process, you guys. You are going to hear no a lot. You are going to hear, I don't have time, I don't have money, I won't stick to it. You're going to hear all of those things every day. And so don't be discouraged by that. Know that that is part of the process, and that is just because they say no now doesn't mean that it means no forever. Just because it's not the right time for them right now doesn't mean that it's not the right time for them forever. And sometimes people just need to be ready to be able to kind of move past those objections. So yeah, use scripts from the files tab of our Facebook team pages. And always feel free to shoot your upline a text and say like, hey, can you look this over before I send it out? I'm a little nervous about the wording or whatever. And we would be happy to take a look at what it is you are saying. We want you to be successful, and we want you to come across well in the same way that you want to come across well. We don't want anybody sending any like weird or icky messages. So we are here to support you in that. And just know that part of this business is just failing forward. Like, you're going to mess up, you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. That's life, and that's how we learn and grow. And so just take a leap and do it anyways. Okay. We are totally going to get cut off from this call, right?
Okay, I'll just go through this. This is pretty straightforward. It's just how to sign up a customer. There's two simple and easy ways to do it. You can download the BB Links app, which you can get right in the App Store. And everything you'll find there, you literally just click on the challenge pack you want and send them the link. They fill all the information in themselves. Or you can go to your coach office and go to share a cart, which in that case, you will need their email address, and if they want to do either the post-workout and what flavor they want to do, and then you send that to their email, or you can copy it and send it to them in a text message or an Instagram message, and they just click it and they go on and complete the order. So two simple, easy ways to do it, very straightforward.
Okay, sharing your journey on social media, you guys. We talk about this a lot because it's super important. If you're not sharing, people have no idea what you're doing. But you're not just a Beachbody coach. You are all of the other things that you are, whether that be a mom, a wife, a student, a friend, a girlfriend, a fiance, a daughter, a sister, a dog mom, whatever your occupation is, whatever you are so much more than just a Beachbody coach. So don't just start sharing Beachbody stuff, you guys. Share about your lives. If you look at these 3 pages, like, yes, we all have transformations in our feed because people need to come to your page and know what you're about. But we also have pictures of our kids and pictures of our families, activities, outside, vacations, food, all of those things. So be sharing about all of it. You want to be a well-rounded account. People can find a Beachbody coach anywhere. We want them to follow you and want to join your team / your accountability group because of who you are as a person and not Beachbody. And this is just like power of consistency and patience, you guys. I have been coaching for 2.5 years. This is one of my first transformation posts. As you can see, it looks drastically different from my feed now. I'm sure that my caption was different. My engagement is different. I have way more followers now than I did when I started. You guys, I did not start with thousands of followers. I think I had like 500 followers when I started coaching. So stick with it, stick with sharing, keep doing all of the things, and it will come. Know that this is not something that's going to happen overnight. It's not a get rich quick thing. So post once a day or once every other day to your feed, post daily in your stories, be consistent with it. Don't drop off the face of the earth on people. But know that it takes time, it takes consistency. You have to build trust for people to join you. Okay, so where do I start? Really quickly, gonna finish this up. Commit to your program, drink your shake or your pre-workout or whatever it is that you got coming in the mail, and read and listen to your personal development. There are some recommendations on the page here. Draft your first coach post on social media. Let people know what you're doing. And if you want any more trainings on different topics, ask one of us. Or what I really recommend doing is searching YouTube for Beachbody coach training on that topic, or our team page. Our team pages already have a lot of trainings. Take it one step at a time, you guys. Have fun with it. We are here to encourage others and be a light for others and just give people a little bit of their life back when it comes to their health. I know a lot of people in this world right now who just need something because everything feels so complicated and hard, and especially with gyms, a lot of gyms are closed right now. So we are just here to offer people an option of working out at home, eating well, something that they can follow and have a sustainable lifestyle. So just focus on having fun and sharing that. I don't have any time to answer questions, but if you go to our team page, set up a one-on-one with me and we will talk one-on-one about any questions that you have. Hope that everybody has a fabulous day. I think I'm going to get cut off here, but I hope everyone has a great day. And like I said, we'll set up a one-on-one for next week and talk more about all your questions. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.